Hello, hello, hello. So I missed Monday's stream, unfortunately. Very sorry, because I was upgrading my power source on my computer. So we will see what a difference a couple of hundred power watts makes. So far, it's been amazing. I did a render, and in comparison, the first time I did a render I had 550 watts of power, and so it took me 6 hours to do, I think it was 31 images, and that was out of the 200 and something I was trying to do, and I just gave up because I just thought, nope, I'm pushing it too far, it's too much. And previously, when I've tried to do live on Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram simultaneously, it has not gone in my favor. So this time round, I'm hoping that it will be much better. The only problem I have with Instagram is that, unfortunately, because of the way that Instagram works, it's on a phone screen, and so you're only getting the middle of the screen. So if you do want to see the whole thing, it probably is better to head over to YouTube or Twitch. But this is more of an experiment for me to see how well it works and look at it later. And hopefully it doesn't crash like last time. But we will see. Um, I'm probably going to be on for half an hour. I oh and I'm going to be editing the colorway of this scene that I created. So it's just a really simple scene with it's got a mask, and I might need to simulate that again. Okay, that's interesting. So there's just been an update, and so some of my files have changed slightly, but that's not a problem because I know how to fix this, I think. So that. You may also notice that I have changed the color. I can't quite remember what it was before. I think it was yellow, but I have changed it to green, just for personal preference. There's not like an actual reason. I think for me, the yellow didn't stand out enough because I use a lot of yellow and orange in a lot of my designs, and so I don't tend to use that much bright green, so I thought it would be a good color to change to, just so that it stands out a bit more for me. Or maybe it's my eyesight, because I actually do use, because of my dyslexia, a yellow filter in between things, so maybe that's why the yellow didn't stand out enough for me. Either way, we have moved on from yellow. I'm going to, oh, why is the particle, oh, I changed the particle distance for purposes of rendering, but I'm hoping that that won't be necessary this time around, but we will see. Right, give me 1 second, I will be right back. Trying to find Theron, but I cannot see him. Oh, there he is. He's lying on the floor. I do like to know where he is, so I'm just going to turn on my cat cam so that I can see him. There he is. There's my boy. Oh gosh. Oh. So in the background, what you can see is my dichotomy costume that I am working on at the moment for Comic-Con. But yeah, there's my little man, so I can keep an eye on him, make sure he's not doing anything he shouldn't be. But yeah, where was I? So this that should solve that issue. Yeah, I knew it would solve that issue. I might have to do it for the back sections too. I'm never sure if I have to select both of them or just one. Let's go 15. But yeah, so far it's going well, and I'm pretty pleased with the upgrade. So I don't think I finished explaining that. So the 6 hours to do the 31 images, 2 hours yesterday to do 134 images. Amazing. And then using the Adobe Media Encoder to then bring together all of the still images, which was fantastic. And because I don't really do a lot of rendering in the sense of large scale videos. I do tend to focus on, okay, this isn't going to work, is it? I'm going to have to do all of them. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do, because I don't think I need to do the trousers per se. Definitely need to do the back orange section, so sorry, I'm distracting myself. But I don't tend to do a lot of video rendering. Sorry, I'm not sure why I said it like that. Not because I have anything against it or I had a rationale for not doing it. It wasn't something that really came into the realms of necessity for me, whereas now where I'm going, kind of moving more into Unreal, even though I think I'm gonna stick with some elements of Unity, because using Unreal for my studies has really made me appreciate some of the Unreal, amazing for photorealistic representation and that kind of side of creation. But there is something about, especially 2D, the way that Unreal does 2D, I really like it, and I don't really want to change. It's there's a part of me that's oh, I really don't want to support them as a company because of what they did, but then there's a part of me that's just kind of but they are making steps to make changes. I'm not just going to boycott for boycotting's sake. I have to have a actual reason and rationale. And I have looked at Godot. I haven't quite got into it yet. I'm still contemplating and thinking about whether I should focus on that instead of Unreal. It's a big decision. There are a lot of game engines out there, and it's not always easy to make that choice. But I digress from what I'm actually doing here. And yeah, so definitely still going to keep Unreal for the uni stuff, because what I am doing, I'm really going for that photorealism of trying to keep immersive VR experiences, so it just makes sense. But I do have some side projects I want to work on, and I think that they would lend themselves, I think that Unreal would lend itself quite nicely to them, at just as they are. I'm going to put that down to 10 because it's so tiny. Little ear covers. But as you can see, the ears are clipping through. Which was fine because when I created this, I didn't imagine I was going to render any images of it. But since rendering images is not the arduous task that it previously was, it makes sense to render images and video. But I do need to fix some of the clipping. I might need to put that up a bit, I think. But yeah, because it's just clipping through the nose and the ears, and I really don't want that. I'm curious if I sort the fabrics of these as well to something else, because I don't think the velvet lends itself very nicely to that. Or is it just back to front? Is that the back of the velvet and that's why I don't like it? We will see. Sorry, I keep looking over here because not only is this where the stream is, but also I'm just double checking on the Instagram to see how that's faring. If you are someone who's an expert in computing already, then this won't come as a surprise to you, but I am constantly intrigued the more I learn about computers and computing, the small changes that you can make to your build and setup to just vastly improve performance. It's incredible to me, and I think I will probably constantly be impressed and surprised because I just think it's so brilliant and impressive, and I find it fascinating. I think I'm going to make these slightly bigger, then it should have like a puffy 3D effect. But yeah, I suppose because I'm doing a lot and I've got lots of things open, it's taking a little bit longer to do this, but not as long as it was taking before. So no, I'm super impressed. Okay. I kind of want to make you slightly bigger too. I would think about adding an animation to this, but because I've lowered the mesh on so many of these elements, I would have to raise them again in order to add the motion, because otherwise I'm just going to get a lot of clipping and non-fluid movements of fabrics, which for the net and the lace would be interesting but not quite right in terms of what I'm trying to create. Alright, that is better. Okay, I think those were the main issues I had in terms of clipping. I feel like these are back to front. If I flip the normals? Does it flip it on both sides, or does it flip it on just one side? Why has it flipped the normals though? That's kind of weird. If it has flipped it on, if it flips it on both sides, then fine. If it doesn't, I might just leave one side, because the point of this scene is to display the materials and patterns that I'm going to add in the different colorways. It's not trying to create a garment that would have like a realism to it. There's also an element for me that the way that I'm using Clo is I'm very much trying to push into the ideology of what if what is this? Like, why does it look like that? Metal. That's interesting. Is it? What if I flip the normals of this? Oh, why have all the normals flipped? That's really weird. But anyway, I digress. What I'm really trying to do is kind of focus on the most unnatural elements of making digital garments. And when I say the most unnatural elements, what I mean is in the sense of that, as you can see with this garment, there are no zips, no buttons. There, if you think about it practically, stretching, because it stretches, you probably could get this on, but it would be rather challenging, and some elements of it are kind of like quite tight, and so in order to get this tightness around the waist in a real garment, you'd have to physically be sewn into the garment. And it's those sorts of elements that I'm trying to push, that kind of way of thinking about this is a digital garment that will never be physically made in any way, and so it doesn't have to adhere to some of the kind of rules and concepts that a real world garment would have to. It can break those rules. It can consider are these the same fabric? Okay, I might actually flip the normals of just that one. It doesn't have to kind of be realistic. It doesn't have to try and actually meet the expectations of, well, how would someone wear it? How would they get it on? It could, I think I'm going to freeze that as well. It could literally just be as it is, which is a fantastic concept, I think, for digital fashion. And there is an element where, yes, I could have used Marvelous Designer, but I'm also coming from this from a point of view of my own background in fashion, and I looked at Marvelous Designer and I found that there were some things it didn't have that, for me, I just thought, but I want that. I want to be able to do that. I want to have that freedom. And I must admit, since getting this one, the Marvelous Designer has changed quite a bit, and it now has features in it that it didn't previously have, and it has features that this one doesn't have. As far as I know, I cannot find things like actually editing the mesh, like editing it down to the mesh level and weight painting, because obviously this is designed for production. But that's exactly why I'm using it, because I'm trying to push away from that. And what better tool to push away from that than with a tool designed completely against that, but with a tool that actually is designed for that, if that makes sense. Kind of like experimenting. I hope you know what I mean. I've just waffled at you, but hopefully there was some understanding there, some element of, oh, that makes sense. I know what she's talking about. It's not just waffle. Did I add that one already? I don't know. Oh, I see. That one is another lace. That one's already there as well. Okay. I think those were the only ones. I don't think it makes sense to flip that normal. I'll try it, but I suppose when you're going around the back, that might be quite nice. Wait, what are you? And what are you? Okay, that's fine, as long as you're actually different materials. And what are you? And then what are you? Okay, that's also fine. It's just because you're frozen, so I can't see what you are. Right. Okay, let's press save. Always a great idea. Alright, so now the next things I need to do is I need to change the settings for the rendering. I need to do a kind of stop motion video capture, which I might need to look up how to do again. And I need to add the different colorways. And then obviously I need to export the render, and then I'll need to put it into a program to put that together. I'm not going to do that bit on stream because that bit isn't as exciting to watch, because it's literally just frame by frame by frame. And I won't be doing anything because I'll be letting it run and do its thing. So, oh, that one has moved. Where is he? There he is. So I'm not going to be doing that bit on stream because it's a very slow process, and I won't be doing anything. I will just be off, maybe watching something or writing some notes for uni, or basically doing something else. I'll probably do some of my Comic-Con costume, which is the green thing that's behind me. It's going to have one side green, one side purple. I want to move towards doing more original characters in Comic-Con, so I've made up a character for this year's October Comic-Con, which is my favourite Comic-Con. I tend to miss the summer one and just go to the October one because I love it. So I'm working on like a corseted bustle skirt to go over a leotard that I'm making. I'm also in the middle of making my friend's Zula costume, and I want to hand embroider my costume from last year for Princess Yue and change the wig to plait instead of just loose wig hair. My hair itself is for my dichotomy costume, half green, half black costume, and I'm still trying to decide if I were an amalgamation of like nature and death, what kind of bag would I have, because I will not be going to Comic-Con in a costume, especially if I've designed it myself without a bag. But we will see. I haven't quite got to that part yet. But yes. Okay, so I need to look up how to do the frame by frame capture. Let's have a look-see. I think I okay, I thought I watched it. Okay, no, this is not the video. Did I put it in my playlist? I mean, that would have been smart. Seems like the best thing to do. Yes. I found this lady called Fashion Professor Benson on YouTube, and I will try and remember to put a link in the description for the YouTube video. And I find that she does some really interesting videos on how to do different things in Clo, especially kind of like the fashion elements. And I am going to go to I'm going to go to simulation and change it to animation. Okay, I don't have any knitwear, but now that I have all the power, maybe I can actually start doing knitwear, because I found that the way that the knitwear sorry, I'm just using the number keys to see if I can just do it this way. So we do 2, because that goes the other way, it'll be 2, 3, 2, 3, 6, 8. Okay, so let's add a frame. I did find the video, but then I realized I didn't need it because I remembered how to do it. So if I go to 2, add a frame, 3, add a frame, 6, add a frame, 8. I can always spread these out afterwards if I don't like the way that it works, but it's quite nice that you can do this yourself, as long as you have enough power to do it, because I must admit that before it did not work for me in terms of trying to export this. So 2, 3, 2, 3, 6, 8. So this is 8. So then I would like to zoom out, do a keyframe, and then okay, I'm going to go to 700. I move the camera just there, and then I think finally to end it all, if I remember, there we go, that one. So obviously it won't look like this because all of the blue sections, I've frozen them so that they won't move during the simulation, which is just easier. So let's see how that looks. It does one of those things with the camera that I quite like, which Unity also does. Unreal does it too, actually, I must admit. So Unreal and Unity both do it, where you put the keyframes in and it moves to get to the keyframe you've set. And then depending on the gap you've left, it will take that amount of time to get from one keyframe that you've picked to the next keyframe that you've picked. So as you can see, like those are all the steps that I chose. I was like, this is the view I want. Get from there to here. Okay. I like the beginning, but I'm just worried that the end bit might possibly need a little bit of oh, thank you, Natty. would be nice to finish on top just to give you a different view, but I wonder if it's too quick. Wait, so because it zooms out, should it zoom back in maybe? Quite quickly, I think. Maybe it should end there instead, actually. Let's try it and see. Okay, let's see it a bit quicker. Okay, that may have been too quick. I just want to see that bit. Okay, that's a bit weird. Let's try that. Yeah, that's better. I am happy with that, so I'm going to start from the beginning and record that. Right, so as I said, this bit is going to take a little bit of time, so I'm not going to cause you to watch this on stream, because what it's recording now is, well, unless I speak over the whole of it, but what it's recording now is the frame by frame movements, so that when I render it, it will just use this recording and the movement of the garment, of which there isn't any, because I'm not simulating. And I could be simulating, but the point of this is to display the pattern, so I don't really need the movement, and I don't have any wind in my scene, so it would be a waste of processing power to have the simulation on, because nothing would be moving anyway, and what I'm actually displaying is just the fabrics. But yeah, so shorter stream today, but this is just to make up for the Monday stream that I missed, and do a little bit more towards the pattern displays, which will be on the Instagram probably for the next like 4 weeks, because I think I've got 4 sets of patterns that I have been working on that I'm going to add as different colorways. But thank you for joining the stream, and thank you everyone on Instagram for joining the Instagram stream, which unfortunately is separate to the other stream, so I don't see your you joined unless I go back to the Instagram stream. So I'm sorry if I said thank you for joining late, but yeah, it's been amazing, and thank you for this kind of impromptu Wednesday stream. Very much appreciated, and I will see you in the next stream, which will be on Friday, and I will be doing some Blender modeling and Unreal Engine development. I need to convert some skeletal meshes, so that will be fun, and yeah, working on some VR things, VR 3D models that I want to add. But yeah, I will see you in the next stream. Thank you for watching, and bye!